It's the Bulletin, and I'm Cleo Cruz.
And I'm Francis Leach, and we're excited because today's a good news day.
It's a good news day, and there's a young vibe. There's a young vibe
well,
to it.
That counts me out, but you go right ahead.
No, well, I'm kind of aged out of it too now, let's be honest. But okay, I guess first on the agenda is paid parental leave. Do you want to kind of explain what's happened to us?
Yeah, it's such a great union win because for a decade or more now, even longer, unions and their friends and allies in the wider community have been campaigning for a change to the way paid parental leave works, and also the volume of it that's made available to parents when their children arrive. And the Albanese government said last week that it's committing to 26 weeks of paid parental leave. And the important aspect to this also, Cleo and friends, is that it's split across both parents to take at a time of their choosing. So that offers that flexibility that, having had a bubba, that you can never really plan for what's going to happen. And to have that opportunity to use that time at your own discretion, just an enormous relief to so many people with children or contemplating having children, and a just really good flexible dynamic in the economy as well, so that people can work when they're able to, and that people can make good choices for their family and hang on to their jobs and do the right thing by their employers as well. It's a really big win for all union activists who've been involved in this campaign for a long time.
Oh gosh, that was so comprehensive. I don't even know what else to add.
My work is done.
I feel like what I thought was really cool is that they're changing the definition of primary carer and secondary carer, which usually fell to the mum and the dad respectively, to just parent.
Yes.
Yay!
So it's no longer prescriptive as to who the parents are.
Yeah, exactly.
And that obviously reflects the way the community actually works.
Yes.
Who knew that laws could do that?
I know, right?
Wow.
And like that we can reflect the diversity of our community in these kinds of laws. So it's very exciting.
So a huge thanks to everyone, and that's you out there too, if you've been involved in this campaign, to all our union affiliates and the people who've done the hard yards, all the lobbying, writing letters, all that sort of stuff that has to get done to push this rock up the hill. It's finally there, and it's going to make a huge difference to people.
And how many weeks was it before?
It wasn't 26.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Don't get caught in the weeds on this.
It's more than it was.
In other words, I can't remember. So there you go. That's my way of getting out of that.
Sorry, I fully threw you in the deep end.
I'll just tell myself off now.
But in other milestones,
yes.
We've got two things that we cracked this week. So you had your 100th episode of the On the Job podcast.
Yes, 100 up today.
Wow.
In fact, we're recording this on a Monday. Let's not pretend this is live. 100 episodes today, and it's I think a fantastic achievement. You can go to your favourite platform, whichever platform you choose to listen to your pods on. Subscribe to On the Job with me, Francis Leach, and join the conversation. But I'm really excited about this week's episode as well, which is a conversation with a fast food worker from California named Ingrid Valorio, who is a mum with a child with special needs, trying to feed her family, working at a fast food restaurant, and during the pandemic got very active in her union when she was pandemic leave and sick pay and all of those things that we fight so hard for. And she's been part of a movement that over the last year and a half has managed to get Californian Governor Gavin Newsom to pass this incredible legislation, which now provides a minimum wage of $22 an hour US for those workers, but also has created this fast food industry board where workers get to sit on the board long term in discussion with employers and other stakeholders to determine wages and conditions for workers in that industry. So it's a huge win, but it's a conversation with this brilliantly feisty, tough and resilient woman who's decided, I'm not taking this anymore, joined her union and has become something of a hero to other fast food workers in California. So we like to share those stories, don't we, about what's happening here in Australia, but we can learn so much from other unionists and our comrades overseas.
Right, totally.
Well. And what an anniversary or happy, exciting thing have you got for us today? This is show and tell, Bulletin style.
We cracked, I didn't do anything, but
the
Oz Union's TikTok cracked 1 million views.
Way!
It's proven very popular on the platform. Have a look yourself.
What is it that you do for a living?
I'm a bartender.
And what's your hourly rate or your salary?
Hourly rate is around $26 an hour.
And how many hours a week do you work?
25 to 30.
What's the best and worst parts of the job, do you think?
Best part is that my boss is pretty chill. The worst part is dealing with drunk people, I guess. But it's fine.
And how would you say your work-life balance is?
Oh, it's not great at the moment because it's hospo. My weekends are Mondays and Tuesdays, so I don't really have much of as much of a social life as what I kind of used to.
And how has the cost of living crisis and increase impacted on your life?
I'm making less than what I used to. However, I've like downsized to like a really small, tiny room that there's like you can only take like 2 or 3 steps in. So I've kind of had to like learn how to deal with that while like trying to budget and save, I guess.
And what are your thoughts on unions?
Very pro-union, of course. Yeah. Well, it's like the backbone to having a strong working class and a strong society in general.
Wow, 1 million views. That is some achievement.
Yeah.
Congratulations to our TikTok team.
It's a cool video, isn't it? I think it resonates with people because obviously young people do need a pay rise. Australia needs a pay rise. I think it also goes to show that what unions do is kind of resonating, and young people are really engaging with what we do as unions.
And it's so important to hear those real stories from people about just how hard it is to put together a living, no matter how hard you work, without that job security or with the rising costs of rent and energy and food. The gap between what you earn and what you need to pay gets wider and wider, and it makes it so much more important that there is a pay rise that's sort of locked in and sustainable. So you can go to australianunions.org.au and put your name down, get involved, join your union. Because as I was talking about Ingrid earlier before, similar situation, just a worker who just decided she needed to change her circumstance. So what did she do?
Joined her union. Or did she form her union, or she joined
She joined her union and then got involved. And that's the other thing, not only just joined, but became active in the campaign.
Yep. So our Australia Needs a Pay Rise campaign is happening at the moment, and you can get involved. And young people, young workers, we want to have you on board. It's awesome.
It is.
And we can do cool stuff.
AustralianUnions.org.au is where you go to join your union, and we want you to keep watching us too. So what can they do?
Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the usual.
And we will see you on the next edition of The Bulletin. Have a great week.
Bye.